and I'll go over them, and then kind of talk about where we stand with him.
Okay, we'll do
I
that.
can do that.
All right, here we go in five, four, three, two, and one. What is up, everybody? Thank you for joining us here on the Welcome Home Podcast. I'm your host, Famously Garnet, and I'm joined by my co-host Q.
What it do, y'all? What it do?
And in today's episode, we are going to talk about the upcoming official visit weekend for the Gamecocks. Things are moving quick. Q as South Carolina has gained a few commits in the last few days since we last spoke. Q, a couple that we got to speak about, and also the
Hmm.
basketball side. They added a needed position Q that we talked about on the last episode. We were waiting
Hmm.
for it to be fully announced. And so, Q, we can actually now talk about that as we will. And finally, Q, Spirit Airlines going out of business. And I got a funny thing here to see who would fly Spirit from Gamecock Athletics over the years. So, Q, let's get into this thing and let's go ahead and start off, Q, for official visits, Q. It's getting quick. It's getting crazy pretty quick, man. And we are into a serious stage where things are getting hot. South Carolina has had a couple commits over the last few days. But before we speak about them, let's talk about these official visits for this weekend, okay?
Yeah.
And we're gonna start right off the rip, and this is gonna be a little tough to where this guy is at. But Frederick Ards from Orlando, Florida, the Gators are pretty strong there. That is the 4-star edge out of Orlando, Florida. Hugh, where do you feel with South Carolina is currently right now with them?
I think I think we have a strong chance with him. I think we can pull him out of Florida, but I believe we're not the only ones that I feel could pull him out of Florida. I do feel like Texas A&M plays a role as well in this, and Florida plays a role. People don't talk about it enough, but Florida State plays a role. There's a lot of factors into with Arts. I personally would have preferred Arts at the end of the visit time as opposed to beginning, unless we were ready to close that. So I think we can make a strong push. He's in the top three of D ends that we want in this class. He's in the top
Yeah,
three. The top one I think being KJ Green. I think
yeah,
he's the big time guy. He's the guy that everybody wants, but ours is up there as well. Ours is
yeah,
100% up there.
yeah. I think South Carolina with Deion Barnes and the work that he's already been doing, and just the things that have been said about like I said, for previous players and current players right now, like Dylan Stewart. I mean, Dylan said that. I mean, at the end of the day, he's an upgrade compared to Sterling Lucas. So let that sit with you for a minute. As we thought Sterling was the end
Fact.
all be all, right? We thought that he was the greatest thing since sliced bread in South Carolina,
That's a fact.
and to hear that Deion Barnes is that and a little bit more. I mean, what more could you ask for, really?
I
So
mean, when you're talking about development, you've got to have the key pieces to it. And what Barnes has that Sterling Lucas doesn't have beyond the loyalty factor, in my personal opinion, he has the resume that Sterling Lucas doesn't have. Michael Parsons is in the league. He's produced a couple of league guys, but notably, like I said, notably is Michael Parsons. And
yeah,
so when you have a guy who's got a huge significant $1 million contract playing in the league, you can't argue with what his production is. And he's a young
no,
up and comer, so you got to be able to bring him to the next part. And to me, I mean, you can't argue with results. And what he's teaching Dylan, even though Dylan's been limited, what he's teaching him is going to go a long way. You'll see it in the games. And I think Dylan's going to have his best year yet going into 2027's draft, in my personal opinion. So I think
yeah,
Barnes is a big factor here, and what he's able to do. I mean, Barnes, you have Dylan there, that's been successful. That's going to be a top 10 draft pick. I mean, you just got a lot of successful things that goes your way in these situations, and so that's why I feel as strongly as I do feel. So that's where I'm at with it.
yeah. So next up, you got AJ Randall coming out from Garner, North Carolina. That linebacker, 4-star linebacker to Garner, North Carolina. Q, a lot of things have been said about him. I mean, the Gamecocks have sat well with him. So, I mean, having this OV now is interesting because if I'm not mistaken, I feel like that one moved a little bit. So, Hugh, how are you feeling about with AJ Randall coming in, the 6'3" linebacker out of North Carolina?
We're in the top half of his favorites, but do I think we're the favorite? No. I personally think Miami. I've heard a lot more Miami buzz from his camp than anyone else. Like it's kind of like to me, I've heard. I think it's Miami, Florida, then us. I would if I was like going in order. I think it's Miami, Florida, then us, and Georgia's kind of mixed in there a little bit. Um, I I mean, we gotta show why we're the better out of the group. We are the closest to him, like travel wise, family seeing him. We're there, like we have that of the upper hand echelon. But is that enough nowadays? The answer to that question is honestly no. It's not enough anymore. That used to be a huge factor. South Carolina probably would have won a whole lot more recruiting battles if location was more of a factor. I think back to Samari Matthews' situation. I think that was one that like really sticks out to me. I think back to David Sanders' situation as well. When you're looking at his top groups, we were the closest one to him. There's just so many different situations. Shoot, Gordon Sellers, we were closer than Clemson was.
Yeah.
Everything isn't about location anymore. It's way more about what benefits these guys have.
Well, and here's the issue too, Q, and this comes from an unfortunate value being in the state of South Carolina. As we saw Josh Dobson when he left the state of South Carolina to go play in North Carolina, is that if you play high school ball in North Carolina, you can receive NIL earnings. That is not a thing in the state of South Carolina, and that is going to hurt Gamecocks, the Clemson Tigers. It's going to hurt Coastal. It's going to hurt a lot of schools moving forward on this particular subject. People don't want to talk about it, but it's a thing. When I tell you, high school coaches have told me that the state of South Carolina not offering NIL yet, not offering this being a thing to them, it's a problem. It's a problem, and people aren't ready to have that conversation yet. And it kind of worries me, Q, with it being the state of South Carolina, as South Carolina will probably be the last to do anything and everything. I think that's something we can all agree on. And whether if you like, paying recruits or not, paying high school kids or not, that's out of the question here, Q. The thing is, it's happening. It's happening in North Carolina. So these kids in North Carolina, Tennessee's got it too. So these states have it to where these high schools are getting paid this X amount of dollars before they even get into college. So guess what they're looking for? Guess what is in their mind right here, right now, compared to maybe at a recruit in South Carolina's not thinking like this, not having that same kind of thought process because they're not getting paid this kind of amount when they're in South Carolina.
To be honest with you, that's one of the factors why I think Ed Kimrey's so successful right now at Baylor in Chattanooga. Ed Kimrey's that successful, like if we're being 110% transparent, because he has a school that backs him with funding.
Yeah.
Because that's why Tennessee has moved so far away from public schools and has moved more to the private sector, because you already have donors that are paying top dollars for their schools to be top tier. Like Baylor, to me, is like comparable in a lot of ways. Not always, but in a lot of ways, as like a smaller D1 AA school. So like to me, Baylor's about on the same tier as Presbyterian right now. Which, if you think of it in hindsight 2020, says a lot. Like the tier of Presbyterian is literally a college. Baylor is a high school. Well, Baylor's an all school. Go there from kindergarten to whatever. Mm-hmm. But this school is pouring that kind of money into it. And these kids in high school are gravitating there. They have the top running back who, if you've never seen that kid play in person, like I would try and figure out what Baylor's schedule is this year, and I would definitely go see that kid play in person. He is, as a running back, I've never seen since Marcus a running back take over a game as fluently as he does. Like they can be down 2-3 touchdowns, and you're still running inside zone, and he's taking it to the crib. And it's not that he's paying like terrible competition. Like private school in Tennessee is where the competition is. Bobby Bentley's up here. He's in Nashville. Like you got like that's where the top tier competition is. And so in South Carolina, if you guys want to keep these top players in state, I mean FG's 110% correct. You're gonna
I'm just
have to
saying.
you're gonna have to do it. You're gonna have to fork up the cash. You're gonna have to start doing NIL in high school, bro. It is
Uh,
what it is.
I mean, it's not just football, it's baseball, it's basketball. I mean, it's all the above, man. It's all the above. But anyways, we had that long conversation about that another day. Seth Tillman, the defensive lineman out of South Point High School, Football City, USA. Gamecocks have owned that area for quite a while, but Q, I mean, Clemson, Georgia, they've been pretty big names right now in that recruitment. Q, where do you like South Carolina in this recruitment for Tillman?
I think it's Georgia right now, kind of heads the situation. I think South Carolina can get into this situation. In my personal opinion, once again, this is me personally. My personal opinion, they can get into the situation if they want to. With our recruit Archer that got into the fold earlier this week, I think Tillman would be a good 1-2 punch with him. I think Tillman wants to play with guys that can help him grow. And with them coming in along with already having Aiden Harris and Noah Clark and Williams and Ingram, I mean, you have a mix of talent that's gonna be in there. So I'm intrigued to see where Seth sits with the Gamecocks after this weekend. I could see it going two different ways with the situation. Um, I could see it going really well, and Tillman's like, okay, I can stay in state. Okay, I can be with this program, or I can see it being a struggle, and we kind of lose our way in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the defensive class, that defensive line class in 27 is just so big, so broad. I mean, it is
It's a
a
big
very
class.
large class for defensive linemen. And I mean, South Carolina sits pretty with all just about every single one of them that they're going after for the most part. Next, we got Desmond Malpress. Speak of the defensive line edge out of Jacksonville, Florida. Q. That's a high 4-star guy. That's between a couple schools, Georgia Tech, South Carolina. Maybe another Georgia school out there. Q. How do we feel about Malpress out there at Jacksonville, Florida?
If we want him, we'll get him. He is in that second tier of defensive ends group. If we want him, we can get him. Barnes has put us in a really good spot with him. I think if we push, we could land him this weekend if we really push for it. So it's up to them seeing how they want to push for it. So that's where I stand with that.
I like it. Dewey Young, inside offensive lineman out of Kalamazoo, Michigan. Q, South Carolina is probably going to battle with Michigan, maybe Michigan State on this one. But at this moment, from words that have been said, the Gamecocks do lead in this recruitment. Q, what are your thoughts about bringing Young onto campus? 6'5", 285 out of Kalamazoo, Michigan.
I'm intrigued to see where his recruitment goes. Period. I think it's good we got an official. This is one of those where I make the exception where I feel like the recruitment could be good for us. Like us just getting an official visit could bode well for us. I do think he takes his into the season. He's picked up a lot of strong offers late, and I could see him going into the season. So, do you want to use it now? Do you want to use it during the season? I mean, it's kind of a catch 22 in and once again in my personal opinion. How I look at it, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. He has added some really good offers recently, and I think those will continue to flood in. But no, I'm right there with you, Q. It's all about playing chess, not checkers, man. When you guys are landing these guys, and people are upset about maybe some of these early commits that we'll talk about here soon, but the concept for some of these guys seems way different than what we've already experienced with another guy. So we'll get into that here shortly. Kennedy Green, safety out of Mableton, Georgia. Q, 4-star guy. I gotta be real here. If he's not wearing garnet and black, yeah,
Commitment watch. Commitment watch.
has to be,
Commitment
has to
watch.
be.
Commitment watch.
I mean, there are a couple welcome homes out there that have been floated around. At least one of them is unconfirmed at this moment. Correct?
There's only one unconfirmed, but I think there are going to be a couple come from this weekend.
I can
Like a
see it.
couple immediately after the weekend's over with, or during the weekend. I can see a couple welcome homes coming out.
Yeah, I can see that. Braden Tyson, the running back that just decommitted, I believe, was it from Cincinnati, right? The four-star
Cincinnati.
running back. How are we feeling about him?
I'm intrigued to see what this weekend. Ask me after this weekend. Ask me after this weekend. Miami's dropped a lot of money right now. And the reason being that they dropped a lot of money is because they've missed out on the guys they thought they were going to get. And they're trying to kind of
Hmm.
solidify something. So ask me after the weekend. I think this weekend we might be able to shore things up. Like I said, Trey is the number one back on the board out of Burns. We're gonna fight with Tennessee. It's gonna be a slugfest. It's gonna be a knockout draw. We do get the last visit, so that plays a huge role. But a slugfest it is. But I do want to say I
Yeah.
want to see how that one plays out. With him, I do want to see that. I want to see because if he goes to Miami, I think Miami will do what it takes to land him. But I am curious
I like it.
in the bigger sense. I am curious to see what that looks like.
I like it. And then you got cornerback that's currently committed to Mississippi State, cornerback CB Brandon Allen Jr. out of Westlake High School, Atlanta, Georgia, 3-star cornerback. Q, it seems like it's getting a little hot over there, man, and we keep crying. We cry or get mad about flips. Well, I mean, Gamecocks are sitting pretty with Allen Jr. out of Atlanta. What are your thoughts about Allen Jr. out of
The more
Westlake
this
High School?
drags on, the more I feel like he's going to stay close to home. I think we offer that. I am weary. I heard Georgia Tech's kind of ramping things up with him, which that's home for real. So I can't really. That'll be
Yeah,
hard. And the way Georgia Tech is going right now, I don't.
they're recruiting at a high level right now.
They're recruiting at an insane level right now. So I think this weekend will do some wonders. I would have pushed this official visit back a little bit personally, but I think this could do some good for us. I think this personally could do some good for us.
Then you've got, which is another kid Q to watch out for, Judah Lancaster, tight end, 3-star tight end out of Tennessee.
Commitment watch. Commitment watch. That's where we're at with him. He's commitment watch. Um, I would not be shocked if this doesn't happen this weekend. I actually I would I would be thoroughly shocked if it doesn't happen this weekend, honestly. That means
And
something went wrong.
yeah,
To be real with you, that means something went wrong. So, I mean, it's a good slate, bro. That's a strong slate, bro.
it's a strong
That's a
slate.
strong slate.
And
I
you
want
also
to
got
see I want to see
Jerry Meyer
movement with
too.
Tillman. Oh yeah, with the
Yeah,
quarterback coming
yeah.
in,
Correct
that's
quarterback
strategic
commit.
for sure. That's for sure strategic for him to come on in,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll be unofficially visiting. I want to say for the weekend of June 19th.
June
Think he's going to
19th.
unofficial. I think he's going to unofficial. Then he's going to come back out because a lot of guys that we want are on that weekend too. And usually you try to have your quarterback out there with with you on those weekends. So I think he'll be back for that 19th weekend. Honestly, I could see him pulling a double decker the 12th and the 19th weekend. I could see that. They say Myers really want to be involved in a lot of what's going on, so I could see him playing his cards. But this sets the tone. I think it's good. I think he comes for the first and last for sure. But this sets the tone, and this is a strong group. I want to see what they do with Tillman, and I want to see if they go ahead and push really hard for these edge guys to because I think with KJ is a competitor. So KJ don't care who comes in here. KJ's a competitor. But there's a lot of playing time that's going to open up next year and these freshmen have the opportunity to take it. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
PT that's going to open next year that they can have.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. There's a lot, 100%. So, really good officials lined up. Q, let's go ahead and we're going to run it next to the Gamecock commits that South Carolina received over the last few days, by the way, over the last few days. And what we'll do first, Q, is we're going to start out right at the transfer portal, man. Q, South Carolina was still hunting in the transfer portal. Little did we know the Gamecocks were still on the hunt. And Q, the Gamecocks landed a name in football. They landed a name in football. So Q, let's talk about this special teams get for the Gamecocks, and that is none other than the kicker, Malik Orzan. Malik Orzan from Southeast Missouri State. He was a specialist over there. Last year, he was ranked number one. He was ranked in the top 40, I believe, 50 coming out of high school. But he's the number one transfer kicker coming out of the portal. And I mean, Q, you can never go wrong with having an extra kicker, man. He's got 4 years of eligibility. So how are we feeling about adding Malik Orzan? Which, by the way, you can see the videos. He's out there kicking 65-yard field goals. So
I need someone that's ready to play when the stakes are high and we need some points on the board. I don't care who it is. I need someone ready to play, ready to kick, ready to handle business when the stakes are high. And this is the beauty of the 105 scholarship now rule. This is the beauty of that. So now you can bring in specialists like this and make things happen and now create true competition in the room. There's just so many benefits to the situation. And I mean, from Shane's perspective, he's kind of like, I mean, we got to see what's going on. But if I'm him, I'm like, I think the biggest thing he can do not take that kicking competition into the season. Get that joint out the way before the season starts. That's what you have to have.
And 110% have to have it. And I think with the special teams coach that's coming in, which I've heard great things about. I've had people that actually played for him at Charleston Southern that rant and that rave about him, that love him. So I'm optimistic about that hire to see how it goes. Just not really off of that alone, but other things that have been said. So we'll see where that goes. Q, let's go ahead and we'll talk about these 27 these commits that we recently got. And we're going to start off, obviously Will Endicott was just the other day that we were talking about. But then 4-star defensive lineman John Archer from North Carolina, Fayetteville, North Carolina, 6'4", 315, defensive tackle, true time, big time SEC guy, elite get by Travian Robertson and Clayton White. I got to say, it's an elite get. So Q, another one of those elite DTs out of North Carolina. Q, let's talk about him.
Somebody owes Robinson an apology. There's a couple people that owe Robinson an apology. They need to fess up to their sins and apologize. They need to own what they've done and apologize. They know who they are. They know who they are. I don't have to call out names. I don't have to call names. They know who they are.
They need to fess up to their sins, literally.
They need to fess up to their sins, bro. Because it was a sin.
They did.
There are lies about lies. Thou shalt not lie. It's literally a commandment.
It is.
It's literally there in the book. And they chose to lie on Travian Robinson, bro.
They did. They did.
I want them to apologize. 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 You probably won't be. I'm going to be real. I'm not forgiving you for what you said. I want more apologies because he not only gets good players, he develops good players. Nick Barrett is a prime example. Nick was not on anyone's radar until he got under Robinson and developed, bro.
It's true.
He ended up being a 5th-round draft pick. Could have been higher. I don't care what nobody says. Travian has proven what he's able to do. Hands down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now that we've been to that point of it, Archer comes in, very underrated in my opinion. He's a top 50 guy. He is a top 50 guy. At D-tackle, he's a top 50 player in this nation. But he comes in now. You got him on board after everybody swore up and down he was not coming to Carolina. That dude had been loving Carolina for a very long time.
That he has.
A very long time. And he was like, bet, I'm going down there. And he, after his visit this spring, I knew then, I said, I think he's going to end up being in this class. And lo and behold, he was one of the people did not think he was going to go ahead and commit. Boom.
It's true.
That's work. That's how you put in that work. There it is.
That's true. No, South Carolina does so much in North Carolina recently. They have truly turned up something good in the pipeline in the state of North Carolina. It's a state that the Gamecocks have been failing as of late. Let's call it how it is. I mean, until recently, the last few years. And look at the last hauls, man. I mean, just take a look at Noah Clark. My goodness. I mean, we keep hearing about him throughout the preseason, and Q, we talked about this coming into the season and during high school recruiting. Like, this is a kid that's gonna be something and something special. Like really, really good. So
I can lead you
um
to the water. I can't make you
yeah,
drink it.
that's facts. Absolute facts. We say it all the time. Q, moving on to another position, the wide receiver, DJ Huggins. This is an interesting one, Q. This is an interesting one because he commits to the Gamecocks over a team like Alabama. And this is a serious get because Alabama was serious about him, by the way. Five
Both
foot
him and Georgia
11.
were. Both him and Georgia were.
Yeah, both him and
Both
Georgia.
them
So an explosive playmaker, Q, from Kennesaw, Georgia. Very
for
explosive.
sure.
1,200 yards last season in high
He'll
school.
probably get 15 this year.
Surpassed that for sure. But has great speed and great separation. And Q, this is one of the big dogs we're trying to get in the Gamecocks. And Mike Fury, once again, they
Go to
do it.
work. This is why you pay Mike Fury the way you pay Mike Fury. He's able to close the gap and get these guys in the fold. Everybody ripped and ran about the Kelly situation, Jaden Kelly. There's a reason, guys, that they was going a different direction.
Yeah.
They were going a different direction. I'm not even going back and forth about the Kelly stats or nothing. This kid is verified. He's a
Mm.
verified 4-4 runner, verified route running is insane. He's a slot guy. He's going to get open. He's going to make plays. He's tough as nails. Don't let the weight fool you. He's tough as nails. You got a guy in him. You got a player. You got a ball player. And once again, this is a recruitment. Nobody expected to shut down as quick as it did. But here we are.
Sure.
Once again, this goes back to what I've stated time and time again. You have to understand that even in a 4-8 season, Shane and them understand we still got to get players here. We still got to get playmakers here. And he's going to be able to do it. And it's only going to get better if he wins. That's the thing. The more Shane wins, the more he's going to get. So you got to think through these things. You got to think about this. This season means a lot. And they're recruiting like it does. They're practicing like it does. They are literally coaching like it means everything. And it's a beautiful thing to see right now. It's a beautiful thing. So
It
DJ
is.
Huggins was a huge get. That was a huge
It
get. And
is. A
I
huge
cannot
get.
emphasize enough. That was a huge
To
get.
me, I'm shocked that he's still a 3-star because the way that he tested in that Dallas regional. I mean, he truly tested like way off the charts. Way off. Way off. Like I'm shocked that he's still where he's at. I mean, so I would imagine that will change soon. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, he'll
I
be
just
a
don't.
4-star by the same. I think he'll be a 4-star by when it's all said and done. Or he's just going to be a super underrated 3-star. Whichever one they want to choose, whichever path anyone chooses to do, far be it for me to hold you back from your truth. But what I do know is he is the truth. DJ can play. He can flat out play.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a huge get. Good get. And a good way to start off this weekend.
Great week to start off. Great way to start off between John Archer and DJ Huggins. I don't know if you could have started off better, honestly, going into this weekend. I mean, and the DJ Huggins, I think officials the June 20th, the end of June as well. So, yeah, you got a lot of stuff going there, Q. Next up, man, the Gamecocks, they receive a commitment. Not only that, but they bring on a guy from the transfer portal from Alabama. We said Alabama's name enough in this podcast, but once again, they're coming back up, and it's Davian Hanna out of Alabama, which we know his time last year at Alabama was short because of his injury. It derailed last season, so he's got his full 4 years left, of course. But for what we know and what we've seen from high school, athletic, a great backcourt piece, a ton of defensive energy. I mean, you're looking at a true guy that's bringing that backcourt depth that you need, and maybe even more, considering what he could do this season.
I agree.
That is a huge get for South Carolina.
That once again, you're bringing in legit talent that has played in the league, that has seen the league, that understands the toughness of the league, and you're adding it to the depth. Lamont has done great in the portal. I don't know why people feel the way they feel or how they want to look, because they want to look at names. They have not looked at tape. They haven't looked at what intangibles. How does that person fit into Lamont's system? All that. Lamont's done great. He's got a lot of fits into his system, and all they got to do is just come together. At this point, it's just bringing and gelling together. He's got a. He's got a. Well, yeah, there it is. Lancaster just committed. I told y'all it was. I would be shocked if we didn't get out of here with it. So, but back to basketball, and there's another play. I'm telling y'all, I can't wait for this to drop. When this name drops, I can't wait. I am going to come on here, and there's so much lies I'm ready to spill and tell when this name drops. And it's gonna be it's a perfect fit for what Lamont wants to do. It's perfection for what Lamont wants. I cannot emphasize enough. I've been sitting on this for a minute. I was sitting on Hannah's commitment. I was sitting on that for 2 weeks. As FG knows, I hit him up. I've been sitting on that for 2 weeks. This next one though, this one, my God, I'm ready to tell lies. To tell lies.
You know, Q, when people look at it, they take a look at these guys averaging 10 points a game, 9 points a game, and all that. And they're like, oh, you know, South Carolina should get out this guy. Why didn't he get this guy? And then you got guys like the kid from College of Charleston that is now at Kansas. I mean,
look at his roster last year.
Yeah,
Furman. The guys end up going to Furman, St. Louis. Was it Charleston?
Charleston. Yeah,
College of Charleston.
Yep.
One ain't even Cam Scott ain't even got nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
EJ just went to Western Kentucky. Like, bro, they were not having who they needed to on the court. They didn't have it last year.
No, they didn't.
He had to do what he had to do. It 100% had to happen. Bro, he knows what he's doing. Quit looking at stats. Look at fit, and we're gonna find out how the fit works because he's got some guys in the fold now. We'll find out where the fit is.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You got to let Lamont find his fit. He had to bring in all these guys to make this happen. It's just not that easy by bringing in this guy and that guy because of his stats, his star rate, and all this other stuff, right? I mean, you just don't know. We don't know, guys. Like it blows my mind when you think like we can actually, in a way, couch coach how to build a roster in basketball in this transfer portal NIL era. Like, guys, think about how asinine that sounds. Think about it for a moment. You know, I had this conversation with the Florida fan. Actually, not even a Florida fan, honestly. He's a damn scout for the NFL team, but also a Florida fan. And I asked him, I said, truly, how do you think Florida's going to do this year? He said, I think we're going to be great. I think we're going to, possibly smell playoffs maybe. I said, with 50 new players on that roster, 50 plus new players on that roster, you think you're going to have any continuity to do that? Have you lost your damn mind?
You have a coach coming from G5 to the Power 4, but not just that. You're coming to the SEC, and you still don't understand. It takes time for teams to understand how to win games. It takes time. Shane got lucky his first year. That first year, especially with him having 4 different quarterbacks, he got lucky. Florida just sucked. I don't know what they were on.
Mm-hmm.
Bobo was stupid at Auburn because he had Tank Bigsby was killing us, and he stopped running the ball for whatever reason. He stopped running the ball.
Right.
And so with Tank Bigsby not running the ball, you had all these different problems, all these different situations. What are we doing? Like you don't know what's going to happen. You do not have the wherewithal to understand what's going to happen. No matter how you put this, you don't freaking know. You don't.
You don't. No, you absolutely don't. And that's
why I said I don't know what we're going to do. It's like we still have a new a whole new offensive scheme. And when I say whole new offense, it's not like going from Satterfield to logins to shoot. No, you're going to a full-fledged new up-tempo college prep offense as opposed to what we've had these past any other year with Shane.
Mm-hmm.
You got to understand Browser brings something totally different, man. And so that's what makes it. But I will say this, my God, LaNorris in this offense, ayo, that's a different swagger that you see of LaNorris right now. LaNorris has a lot of confidence with what's going on right now. That's a very confident young man. And when your quarterback is as confident as he is right now, man, listen.
Yeah.
Man, listen, dude. That's all I got to say. Man, listen. The continuity he's got with his receivers right now, you've got guys grind. If Malik Clark wasn't got hurt at the end of spring, I think Malik Clark easily was in that too deep. You guys don't understand how good things are right now. Like those receivers and Lenoris are really working with, and you got Fuller, Clark, you got Howell, you have Isaiah. I'm interested to see how that shakes out, but I believe Fuller's going to be one, and I think Clark's going to be two. I think it's going to be the 1-2 punch of Fuller and Clark, and
Yeah.
you're gonna see a lot of that. I think, but that receiver room is where I'm looking heavy at. I'm like, look, this is going to be beautiful right here.
Mm-hmm.
This
I
is
know
going to
it.
be beautiful.
I think the offense is very underrated going into this year because you have a true, play caller this year at South Carolina with Bryles. I mean, I'm just calling it how it is. You have a true offensive lineman coach. As coming in just with experience, he's solid, right? He's solid.
I'm
So
saying.
I love to get Q. I do want to talk about real quick with South Carolina's women's basketball program as they have added a transfer of their own. Which, by the way, who knew that Dawn Staley was bringing another one on? Because many were like, "Oh, wait a minute," include myself, and that is going back overseas to Paris, and bringing in Justine Lubins out there.
Dawn has gone 15 deep. She don't ever carry 15, and she has 15.
She doesn't. It's true.
I'm ready. I will see y'all at the Final Four.
Oh, he's ready to tell lies over there.
I ain't telling no lies. It's nothing but truth.
It's not
Don,
a lie. You're right.
Don has gotten this thing churning, and I'll see y'all in the Natty.
I like it.
See y'all
I
in the
like it.
Natty.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, 15, and that's true. South Carolina, Dawn has not done that. So, let's talk about. I mean, she joins Olivia Edwards. She joins Jersey Robinson, Clea Wynn, and then of course Kelsey Andrews. So, I mean, my goodness, and then Jordan Lee. I mean, good luck to you, man. I mean, that is I good luck. That's all I'm gonna say. Good luck to you. So, South Carolina. they're gonna be something, man. They're gonna be a force again next year with everybody returning and these newcomers. And good luck, man. Good luck. I would probably go ahead and say South Carolina may not potentially lose a game next year. Honestly,
Good luck.
I mean,
Good
good
luck.
Lord. Yeah, well, hey, you guys asked for it. Y'all wanted violence. Well, you got it from Dawn. It's coming. So you got what you asked for. But I mean, great stuff, Q. Transfer portal, recruiting. Obviously, just got Judah Lancaster. Gotta love that commit, the 3-star tight end out of Brentwood, Tennessee. Q. I mean, out of your neck of the woods up there in that area. I'm excited, man. It's a great start to this weekend. The Gamecocks are still apparently not done, from words that are being said, of course. So you officially had Judah Lancaster in the fold. Q, I want to talk about something funny though, man. Spirit Airlines is coming to an end. Apparently now, that's what they're saying.
They should.
And as
they should.
As we talked about, you or I cannot attest to flying Spirit. I can't tell you what that's like.
Never flown it, but man, I've heard the horror stories.
Yeah. But here's a list of guys who could put, from the University of South Carolina over the past, the future and all that good stuff, and current Gamecocks that would fly or not fly Spirit. For one, Dawn Staley, not flying Spirit. Bro. But if she did, she'd land the plane herself, right?
Bro, Dawn Staley and Spirit aren't even in the same sentence. That's not even the same sentence, bro. Not even in the same sentence.
When you say Spirit with her, she's thinking of the Holy Spirit by far.
Bingo.
She ain't thinking about no Spirit Airlines.
Amen.
But if this is back in the day, right? They're talking about like our old guy, old team. I'm talking about like for the, everything is the way it is now, the way money's driven. Imagine Marcus Lattimore on the plane. Wouldn't complain once, wouldn't say a thing. Somehow still the nicest guy on the plane, right? Helping passengers with their luggage, not having a dang issue, right?
Now, someone I do think would, but only for like just for like giggles, like shits and giggles. Victor Hampton.
Oh God.
Me and Victor would be the one to convince me to get on that plane. Victor would be like, bro, we just going down the street. Like, come on, let's go, bro.
I'll be honest. I mean, Victor might have flown Spirit. Honestly, knowing him, he's a
Bro,
wild one, man.
Victor would probably be like, bro, let's hop on this plane. Let's go. Let's just ride, bro. We'll be straight.
Yeah.
He's the one that's gonna convince you. Victor is about it. He loves life, and he's just like he's about it. So he'd be like, you know what? Come on, bro. Let's do it. Let's ride.
Yeah, no doubt. Like you look at the things of like where things are, and say a guy like maybe JD Clowney, right? JD Clowney, he's gonna show up 14 minutes before departure, barely gets on the plane, and when he gets on the plane,
he gonna look at the plane like, no. He's like,
yeah.
no. He's like, nah, I'm not doing this.
He ain't on that.
I'm not on this. He'll deboard. He'll deboard. Go find another plane, like a Delta plane. Be like, hey, Spirit was tripping. I'm flying with y'all. And they're like, and he'd be like, yeah, so here you go. Like,
you ain't gonna say nothing to him. I mean, he's 6'8", looking at you, a mammoth of a human.
Yeah,
looking down at you.
He's so cool in person, y'all. We went to one of my frat brothers got married, and I was at a wedding, and he was there, and he's literally just down there. It was during the Final Four, actually. It was during the Final Four run. We watched the game, and we chopped it up. We talked about Muschamp. We talked about everything. He's really down to earth. He's quite hilarious, to be honest with you. Quite hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny. I knew JD before last year. I knew JD Clowney before Big Money, right? When he was in college and he was at South Carolina. I knew him before that, but I also knew him after Big Money when he got to the NFL. And I mean, it's the same JD Clowney, honestly. I mean,
yeah, no, he's not changed. That cat's one of the coolest guys ever.
Yeah, one of the coolest guys ever. So. And you can say that about a lot of guys, man. Devin Taylor,
yes,
Stephon Gilmore, right?
Yes.
Kelsey Quarles, right? Those
guys.
Yes. A lot of guys never changed.
Devontae Holloman, amazing human being.
Yeah,
amazing human being. Kelsey Quarles. I mean, you just got so many guys that you saw them on Saturdays and you thought one thing, but y'all, they were down to earth people, man.
They were, man.
They were some down to earth people, man.
I mean, we still are, man. I saw Kelsey. What's today? Friday. I saw Kelsey back on Wednesday. So, Kelsey's still Kelsey, man.
That's how it is.
He's got a story, man. By the way, about his time in Canada, which I hope to get him on the show one day and talk about what he did in Canada. So no, that's good stuff though, man. And can you imagine Steve Spurrier on a Spirit flight? Dude, he would trash talk everybody on that plane.
That'd be so bad, bro. That'd be so bad. Spurrier on that flight would be terrible, bro. That'd be bad for business. That'd be so bad for business. My God, it'd be so bad for business. But I will say this, guys. I am going to talk once the portal is once we've officially got our roster stacked up. I'm going to reach out to Trey Kelly. I do want him on. And I want to dissect last year, and I want to talk about why things can change this year. So I'm intrigued to get Trey's thought process on there, and I really want to reach back out to Troy Williamson. Let's see if we can get him on, get some of his thoughts on what he sees and what he thinks of where we're going as a program. Yeah. Even some of the upgrades that Willie B is about to get and all those things. Like, I really want to see what players are thinking and where their head is with this, because I mean, there's a lot that's going on right now within South Carolina athletics, which is all going to help us for the better with how the future is going now.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I do also think at the same time, we need to make sure we're pouring love to every former Gamecock that put on that uniform, that bled out on that field, right? That broke bones on that field, and put on a show for the fans, because I don't truly know if that's being currently taking place at South Carolina. I'm going to say that. So, and we'll have that conversation at another time, but for right now, the future is very bright with the Gamecocks. A lot of great things are going on. Obviously, football, basketball, you name it. Baseball has been an interesting ride as they play a doubleheader at LSU tomorrow and see what they can do. Ultimately, there, Q. I mean, maybe we got them against the Citadel again, but it's one of those things, Q. I mean, South Carolina takes care of business at LSU. I mean, once again, I'm throwing my hands up like, what the heck? Like, here we are again, asking who we are.
Who are we? That's what I say every time, asking what's going on. What are we doing? So
I tell you, man, it's always something.
Every time.
It's always something. Well, Q, do you have anything else before we wrap it up, my guy?
Nah, just be on the lookout. I think like I said, there's some things going on. I'll probably throw up a spaces uh tomorrow talking about what I've heard, what's going on there, and we'll just kind of go from that point.
Very good. Well, it is officially playoff weekend for the Irmo Little League chapter out there. So shout out to the boys out there playing Irmo Little League. My son being included there. The playoffs start officially on Sunday. Saturday officially is rained out. So we'll get those games in Sunday, and we'll see what happens. So shout out to the Irmo Little League. I also want to shout out to Q, one of the sponsors of the brand of the show, the Chinook Seedery. Chinook Seedery, the greatest sunflower seeds out there, no question.
Fire.
But they sent seeds, an ample amount of seeds out to the soldiers out there deployed right now out there. Big massive shipments off of the cargo plane. So shout out for Chinook for taking care of the guys out there. I mean, I know Chinook does the most in the community where they can, and it's true. It's a true brand that it truly is a great seed. I'm not saying that I've completely stopped eating any other sunflower seeds outside of them. I mean, it's
yeah.
not.
I gotta get them cinnamon, the cinnamon ones I like, bro.
Toast.
I need those. I need a box of those. Yeah, I need a box of those for sure.
Yeah, cinnamon toast. I mean, they always hook me up, man. And it's the seed people like, man. I'm telling you, if you like sunflower seeds, you haven't had Chinook yet, look them up. I'm telling you, it's the best in the business. Not GMO. Doesn't leave your mouth dry, bro. It's just the best. It's the best out there. So.
Solid stuff. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Solid stuff.
Mm-hmm. So shout out to them. But guys, appreciate y'all tuning to the Welcome On Podcast live on YouTube, Facebook, X, all those good places there. Appreciate y'all listening to the Welcome On Podcast, official voice of the Believe Network for the South Carolina Gamecocks on Apple and Spotify and all those other places you get your podcasts. Guys, we'll see you next time.